Christine was with us when we held our summer board meeting in Boston in 2011 and is based in Northern Ireland and has had experience with BECTU for over 20 years. She's been an activist and also worked at the NEC and branch levels of the union and as a freelance photographer. Christine Bond was the first woman to step into the position of BECTU's president when she was elected in 2010. Please help me give a warm welcome to BECTU President Christine Bond.
Yes, it's going to have to be lowered. Oh, the whole thing comes down. Modern technology. President Loeb, General Secretary, Treasurer James Wood, IATSE Vice Presidents and members of the IA from Canada, the United States and its territories, hello, bonjour, hola. Thank you for the chance to speak to your convention. I see it as a sign of the respect and importance the IA gives to its international ties. BECTU also values those ties. I can represent that internationalism personally in my own self. I was born and raised in Silver Spring, Maryland, moved to Dublin, Ireland 30 years ago, and worked as a stills photographer. I've been active in BECTU for the last 25 years or more, and president of the union for the last 3 years. So US-born, Irish resident and citizen also, and president of a primarily UK-based union, and obviously also in the European Union. I clearly believe in the importance of an international perspective. I've been listening to the great challenges and successes your locals and districts in the US and Canada have been facing and celebrating this week. It's an awesome amount of work and commitment your members make. I want to tell you a little bit about what has been happening with us. Something I've heard often this week is the employers we face can make recruiting easier, and we often face the same ones, whether it's in the film industry, theater, or live entertainment. And if it's not the same employers, their tactics are often the same. Our hair and makeup branch, working on the film Les Mis, found the hours and conditions appalling. The branch, part of our London production division, called an open meeting for their colleagues. The issues were raised, tactics discussed, and the key point came across. For a difference to be made by the union, we needed to have a critical mass of members in the union. Over 150 were recruited on the night, and the union gained results for the members, and is now in a stronger position to fight for the fair working conditions in one of the toughest areas for long hours. A few months later, it was the VFX workers that came to us about the conditions they are facing. BECTU has spent years going to events for the gaming industry saying, if you need representation, we are here for you. It's been on an item on our national executive agenda permanently, but usually with nothing to report. And for years we heard, you don't mean to limit the work hours we have to do you? Finally, the race to the bottom, those long hours, short-term contracts with constant supply of new graduates willing to work even longer hours for lower wages and benefits, led to a call for BECTU. We organized an event for workers to discuss the pay and conditions. Almost 400 people turned up, and serious beginnings were made to set up an active branch to challenge the industry practices and stop that race to the bottom. Briefly, I know, because they constantly tweeted it, how pleased, excited, and valuable our young members found their attendance at IATSE's Young Members Conference last September. Finally, I would like to speak about BECTU's activities on digital theft, intellectual property, and copyright. BECTU understands that piracy destroys jobs. It undermines investment in new film productions and television productions, which means less work for our members. It's a direct industrial threat, and as such is union business. BECTU is active with a coalition of rights holders in the UK, Europe, and internationally affected by digital theft. We are aware that those making the big profits are not the content makers, but the transmitters. We need our fair share. Unfortunately, the UK government does not seem to care as much and is slow to implement legislation. The courts for us have been the more successful route to closing down pirate sites. We've also been active in the more positive side, promoting and advertising legal online sites for people who want to access TV and film content online. We are revamping our copyright committee to take advantages of some of the good advice coming our way and make sure our members can extend and build on the knowledge available to the union. We understand that education must be internal as well as external. This week has been exciting for me especially to see the work going on to raise the profile of women working in the union. I believe women can bring an extra dimension to the table, making sure we have the best practices possible in equality and diversity issues is, I believe, the foundation of a great union. So thank you again. I've met some great people here and hope to be a part of the continuing struggle to build a working environment that supports our members' jobs and leads to safer, more equitable work. We need a world where unions are strong, where workers and their families have the right to a family wage, not just a minimum wage or a living wage, a family wage. Together, we will have a better chance of building one. And finally, it's been so busy, I missed finding out a crucial piece of information. Who won the Canadian bowling contest? Thank you all.